A part of you getting into the right business niche and eventually getting into the right business idea is choosing advantages.
This video is brought to you by Appy Pie Academy.
That you can take with you to that idea. So during the brainstorming, what you want to come up with is as many advantages, almost make like a list that you can keep for reference and keep adding to that list as you think about it. You're not going to have to use all of them when you choose your niche, but if you can leverage many of them, that will help you along when you decide, should you get into a niche, should you stay out of it. So typical things are your education, work experience, or skills. These are hard things where you stand out from most people because you know more about some topic and you've done more work around some topic. So anything like that takes first priority. Some of the coaching clients I talk to, they tell me, oh my God, I hate my field of education and work experience. I want to change and I want to get out of it. So if that's the case for you, you don't have to do this. But if you can, and if you don't mind staying in the same field, it actually will make things a lot stronger for you. If you want to do something else, at least you should have a strong interest, hobby, or passion for that topic, just because it will make the learning more fun and interesting for you and will keep you going. Also, if you have money that you can get in some niche or access to resources like access to software, access to advice, that field in which you can do that, like for example, maybe your parents know about something, maybe your siblings or some extended family knows about something and you can leverage advice and connections, of course that gives you an immediate advantage over everybody else starting that business. So any kind of industry relationships that either you have now or you can get. For example, if you want to get into music and you live in Nashville, which is like a music center, that's amazing. If you want to get into stand-up comedy and you live in Los Angeles or New York, those are the two centers for it. If you want to get into tech startups, Silicon Valley or New York, those are the two major hubs for it. There's additional hubs, but you see, if you live in an area that you can either already have or create industry relationships, that also will give you an advantage. Or if you can build a team that has skills beyond your own skills, of course, but you should have that team readily available. And I want to go over a little bit of my example of how I go about this. Well, I'm different than first-time entrepreneurs because I've been in this for a while. So I have some resources. Like I cannot hire like 10 people, at least not full-time, but I can hire 1 or 2 people and a lot of freelancers. I can spend money on promotion. I have actually a broad understanding of businesses just because of business coaching and teaching. So I have like a lot of these advantages. So I can go broadly, or at least more broadly than a lot of other people. And I'm not saying this to show off. I'm just saying this to contrast. If you're a first-time entrepreneur, you should be a little more careful. I can be more aggressive and go after bigger niches. But if you are a first-time entrepreneur, I would actually recommend you get into a smaller but manageable niche that you can dominate. And when I say smaller, I mean like pretty small as your first project so that you can succeed and it can be realistic. And once you dominate a tiny area, you can use that as a pedestal to grow out. So you don't have to stay tiny, you can grow out. When I started out, I chose tiny things, but at least things that I could have reasonable success in. So now try to make a list of what advantages can you bring to your niche. And you're going to be using that every time you come up with a niche or business idea. You're going to use that to evaluate, like, do I have a lot of natural advantages? If yes, that's a big plus for that idea or niche.